This video is being sponsored by Circle, the all-new football sweepstakes game where the winner is decided live by what happens on the pitch and every single moment counts. Everyone who enters the game is put into a circle and a winner is highlighted at the top at all times. The circle will then shift left or right depending on events on the pitch. As an example, it'll shift 4 spaces for a goal or 2 spaces for a yellow card. Whoever is at the top when the game ends wins the pot. In the goal gifter mode, 20% of the entire pot is paid to whoever is at the top of the circle when the goal is scored. You can even create your own private games and invite your friends to play along. The best part about it is you set the game rules, you set the buy-in amounts. Worst case scenario, one of your friends wins money. On top of it being a great way to make football a little bit more interesting, part of Circle's profits every year will be going towards helping fund grassroots football in the UK. Use the link in the description below to join our goal gifter circle ahead of the Ajax game on Wednesday. We'll be playing along with you guys during our watch along on Twitch. Use the link in the description below and our referral code Anfield Agenda, all one word. By using our referral code, if you bet £5, you will get £5 in free bets, and always visit begambleaware.org for all of your safer gambling tools. And don't forget, you must be 18 years or over and a resident of the UK to play, and please always gamble responsibly. What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this Ajax preview here on Anfield Agenda. As always, I am going to take you through my thoughts ahead of this massive Champions League game on Wednesday over in Amsterdam. 1 point would be enough to see Jurgen Klopp's boys navigate their way through to the knockout stages, but let's be honest, we want to go there and get a win. And also, as promised in the ad read beforehand, we will be playing along with our own goal shifter circle with you guys on Wednesday, so we look forward to that. You can download Circle from the link in the description. But look, let's get straight into it because I have a lot I want to get off my chest. Firstly, let's touch on the injury. So as far as I'm aware, Ibrahima Konate was back training today. I hope that is the case, but that's what we were led to believe. That's what we've been told, and I've not seen anything to contradict that as I record this video. Also, we have doubts around Darwin and Thiago. If we're going off what Jurgen Klopp had to say, then he believes that they'll be available for the game. I've got to be honest, from the get-go, I think they will both play in the game, but I also have this really niggling concern that we're going to see one of them exacerbate those injuries that they had. I think both of them were hamstrings. So look, the way our look is going, this is kind of what I feel is going to happen, but I hope I'm wrong. I would never be happier to be wrong. And you know me, folks, I don't like being wrong. So look, score prediction first. Ajax don't really have anything to lose in this. The odds of them getting through the Champions League group stage are almost slim to none. They'd need to beat us and then us to shit the bed basically against Napoli, which I don't think we're going to do in either example or either case. Maybe I'm being a bit optimistic on the Napoli front, but you know me, again, eternal optimist here. Some people are looking at this going, really, Craig? You're calling yourself an eternal optimist? Okay, I'm deluded. But either way, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this one. And it starts off with the 3-2 prediction you can see on the screen there now. I do think it is going to be a game that's going to have plenty of goals in it. And as long as we come out on the right side of that 3-2 prediction, then I don't mind, to be honest with you. I don't mind if it's 6-5, if it's 9-7. As long as Liverpool leave Amsterdam with 3 points, I think we'll all be happy. And they will have a pretty open game, I believe, against Ajax, who, as I said, haven't been great in the Champions League this season. I think their home record in the Champions League is absolutely shocking. And I want to add to that shocking record for them by going there and getting a win for the Reds. So look, let's start with team selection. There will be a few shocks in here. There will be a few things that you're probably expecting as well. But let's start off, as we always do, with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs. So look, big Alisson Becker in goal. Not going to change unless he's injured, of course. This man, by the way, Alisson Becker, has probably, for me, been the major difference maker for us this season. You look at his penalty save against West Ham, his numerous saves against Manchester City, and even in the game we lost against Forest, other than the goal that they scored, anything that was asked of him, he was dealing with and dealing with it well. We're blessed to have him at the club, and I'm always confident when he is behind our backline, barking orders at them and doing Alisson Becker things. With regards to the centre-backs, I think we're probably getting to a point where At some stage, Jurgen Klopp is going to want to give Virgil van Dijk a break, but I don't think it's going to be away against Ajax, because Joe Gomez's performance in the last 2 games has been night and day compared to that amazing performance he put in against Manchester City. So with that in mind, I've rotated Joe out for this one, assuming that Kanade is going to be fit to go. The reason I feel comfortable putting Ibrahima Kanade straight back into the starting 11 is he's only been a couple of weeks out, really, not long enough that he'd need to build backup fitness or anything like that. So I think he comes back in alongside Van Dijk. That seems to be Klopp's preferred centre-back choices for the Champions League. Now to the full-back area, and look, I know me putting Trent in this team is going to have comments talking about Trent's lack of defensive nous, talking about the fact that he's been out of form, talking about the fact he's out of position all the time. I get that, but ultimately I don't agree with it. I do agree there are aspects that he needs to work on. I do agree that, like some other players in the team, his form has been subpar at best, but I think his class that he brings to the game, the assists that he brings, and Jurgen Klopp's faith in him, will see him picked once again at right back. Left hand side, Andy Robertson for me. I'm glad Costas got a run out while Robbo was injured, but I've seen enough in Robbo since he's come back to say to me he's probably still ahead in selection terms. So Robbo at left back, Trent at right back. Now we move into midfield. Now, for full disclosure, I think we will set up in a 4-2-3-1. Could be a 4-4-2. You know the spiel at this point. We're all guessing the formation. So for argument's sake, we've gone with a 4-2-3-1 here. Now moving into that midfield. Thiago and Jordan Henderson. I think we can all admit to ourselves that Fabinho has been a shadow of himself this season, and it's a continuous thing. And I'm not entirely happy that we're still having to play Jordan Henderson week in and week out, because ultimately I hoped we'd bring in a midfielder in the summer and that he would put pressure on these midfielders that we have and also allow Klopp to rotate more. That hasn't happened. I don't feel comfortable putting Curtis Jones in. I know he's only working his way back, but I'm still on the fence with regards to whether I think Curtis Jones ultimately will make it at the club. So Henderson and Thiago for me is probably the best balance that we can send out against Ajax, and I think Henderson is a little bit better when he has Thiago alongside him, because it's Thiago and he's Thiago. So moving into the central midfield position, or as I should probably say, the behind the striker role, the 10, the false 9, the central attacking midfielder, whatever the hipster word is that you want to use to describe where Bobby Firmino is going to play in my team, then that's it. Because Bobby Firmino is in the hole behind the striker for me. Mohamed Salah on the right hand side, and I've gone for Fabio Carvalho on the left side. Do I see a situation where maybe Jurgen Klopp goes with Curtis Jones there? Perhaps, but he'd be wrong in my opinion. I've liked what I've seen from Fabio Carvalho. I'm not going to admit that he hasn't been lightweight at times, that he hasn't been pushed off the ball a little bit too easily, but I think he can be a difference maker. And I think if you selected him for a game of this magnitude, it would only boost his confidence and continue his development at Liverpool Football Club. So for me, Fabio Carvalho on the left-hand side. And I want to know what you think of, what you've thought, I should say, of Fabio's start to his Liverpool career. Because he came in, obviously, I was the one who broke that story, and I'm going to keep reminding you about that one because I just want to. It's no other reason really other than I want to. And I think Elliott probably needs a little bit of a rest as well. If Elliott plays in the game, no problem. If we had a different formation, I would probably try and find a way to accommodate Elliott in there. But I think in this one, in the 4-2-3-1, if we go with this system, this is what I expect to see, or this is what I would put out anyway. And then obviously up top, we're all hoping that Darwin Núñez was fit and available, because he was quite simply sensational the last time he started for us. And I've been defending this guy since he's come to the football club, because yes, he was a little bit raw, and yes, he does a few rash things, but ultimately I've seen enough. By the way, how many times have I said ultimately in this video? I need to expand my vocabulary a little bit. But ultimately, I'm not going to do that right now. So yeah, look, Darwin up top for me. I've loved seeing him at Liverpool Football Club. I've seen enough to know that he is the complete package, albeit a little bit raw, but we knew that when we signed him. I think he will only get better and better and better under Jurgen Klopp and Pep Lijnders' tutelage. We know he drops into the left channel at times as well, which will free up space for Mo to come central. But what I like about him, and something that I'd seen highlighted on Match of the Day, was his pressing and his defending from the front. It is exactly what Jurgen Klopp wants in his system. And Sadio Mane was a master at doing that as well. So it's great to see that Darwin has come in. I don't want to say directly as a Mane replacement, but he was our big money signing of the summer. And he's been absolutely top notch for me. And I don't get the criticism that some other fans have labelled at him. Yes, he's not Erling Haaland, but who is? He's still Darwin Núñez. He's still a top-notch player. And I think he's going to go on a bit of a goal-scoring run now. Yeah, I've said it. I said it out loud. But I hope he doesn't pick up an injury, or I hope he's not risked if he isn't 100% fit. If he wasn't fit, then I'd probably move Salah central and throw Harvey Elliott on the right-hand side and stick with Bobby in behind. But I want to know, as always, what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video, and I look forward to playing along with you guys on the Circle app on Wednesday night. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.